defensive student athletes. We'll go ahead and start with Kelly.
Charlie, you had one of the, I guess, most impressive couple play stretches there. You had the TFL and then the interception, and then go back on defense, get another interception. Kind of what was going on in those plays?
No lie. On the first interception, I kind of didn't remember it at first. It was like, what happened? I got a pick? Oh, wow. And then what really was crazy though is the targeting. They reviewed it for targeting, and I just went back out there and was ready to play. They threw the ball, I took it. It was like, and then the second one was actually it was just go get the ball with first man up. So what was going through my mind, it was like I got to get the ball.
Rob?
You guys have been around, when the triple was being run here. Did that make it easier for you guys, first of all, to adjust to what you had to do for this game, and second of all, maybe to help some of the younger guys?
You can go.
Easier is a different term than I would put it. It definitely helped prepare us, but the amount of practice and preparation that we put into this week with the overall scouting of just our offense and defensive scout teams and the way that they were pushing us to be able to play the way that we needed to this game, they would give us a near identical look to what we saw out there today. So it was just practicing, repetition, just being prepared as well as we could. And even though we did play under the old triple option and it was similar to what we had, there were still a couple of distinct differences that we went over in practice and helped us get prepared for the game today. So that was the way that we were able to get the result that we wanted.
Dan?
Two-parter for you, Jordan. Number one, are you aware how the play is showing up on social media? Lamar Jackson shouted you out. But just take us through that play. And I mean, just to have the foresight to push your guy into the guy to get into the end zone.
So when the play started out, Coach had called the perfect play. He had us crashing down on the quarterback. Instincts just kicked in. I knew he was going to try and pitch the ball, so I tried to reach out and knock it off course or anything like that while I hit the quarterback. Ball popped out, just happened to fall into my lap, grab it, take it. Quarterback tried to come, hit him with a stiff arm. I couldn't go down to I didn't want to go down. I wanted that touchdown for real. I really wanted that touchdown. And then Charlie, my boy, came up, was ready to celebrate with me. We were ready to celebrate into the end zone, but I saw out of the corner of my eye that somebody else was coming. So I apologize to my boy Charlie, but I had to just, for the greater good, throw him into the block. He got a great block, though. It was an amazing block. He definitely saved me. He saved me for that touchdown, so I got to thank him for everything on that play. And then the social media aspect of it, you said Lamar Jackson. I haven't even looked at my phone as much right now, so I'm just seeing all the notifications and everything. But to hear that Lamar Jackson retweeted my play, that's just an amazing thing. Just to be able to get that kind of recognition from somebody that's so far into the game, somebody that's already on the next level that I want to be on, that we want to be on, that just makes you feel good inside, for real.
I'm going to retweet it too, JD.
Appreciate that, Coach.
Jordan, on that same play, when you made that last move there, clear your path to the end zone, it looks vaguely like the Heisman Trophy. Is that just a coincidence?
I believe that could possibly have been a coincidence. If my name does get mentioned in the Heisman running, I do want to work to get to that level. I'm pretty sure we all do. Both of us are going to definitely work our tails off to get to that level of being able to say that we were Heisman candidates or anything like that. But at the end of the day, we know that the team comes first, and just anything that we can do to basically uplift our team, motivate our team, do anything we can to help our team in the game, that's what we're planning on doing. And, yeah.
Jeff?
For either or both of you, could you just talk about how difficult it is or was to go through this week? I'm sure as much as you guys like to shut out the noise, you heard you guys are getting beat up publicly quite a bit, and I'm just wondering what it was like for both of you guys to kind of go through that.
Personally, this week was like just bounce back week. We had a tough loss last week, and we was just like we gotta put that past us and just go harder and just stay focused on the future, like the next game, and play one game at a time. Just move on.
Like, it's to the point where you just have to block out the social media and anything that's negatively said about you or your team. Yes, you're going to always love the hype and everything, but everybody's not going to be with you when you're down. And people need to understand that. And so if they're not with us when they're down, but they only want to be with us when we're up, we just got to understand that anybody that's in our room, our locker room, anybody that's on our team that truly 100% supports us, that's who we go to battle for. That's who we play for. We can't get consumed by all the negative connotations and comments that come from social media and people online. We just made sure, come back, hey, everybody get the right mindset. Let's play. Let's prepare the way we know how to prepare. And let's go out and do what we need to do to win.
Jordan, Coach was talking about how, I guess on Wednesday you kept the scout team quarterbacks after practice, or asked them to, I guess, to work on that pitch. I'm curious kind of what prompted that, and who were the quarterbacks helping you, and like how did, like, how much of it was that directly beneficial to what happened on that play?
It was definitely beneficial to be able to have the scout team quarterbacks and everything there. It was mainly just to be able to understand our responsibilities in each play and each setup, whether we would have the dive, the quarterback, whatever we needed on the certain play that was called. So it was just nice to get those extra reps in, and it did work out well because the way that play happened earlier in the game, it was exactly like I thought it would come when we were doing the scout team. Quarterback came down, I came up, and I just reached out for the pitch, and it just happened.
Kelly?
I was just curious for both of you guys. You were down a couple starters on defense today, guys, that you've relied on the last few years. And seeing guys step up and having more depth now, how much does that kind of change the dynamic on defense for you guys to be able to roll more guys and actually have the depth to overcome a few guys being out?
Well, that's one thing that we practice. Like, that's one thing that we go about, just having depth and practicing, like being above the line. Like, we don't have starters here. We just make sure everybody are comfortable in what they need to do and they understand the game plan. And if the coaches have faith in you, then if you consider above the line, then you consider a starter or whatever you may be. You feel me? That's like, we just have faith in everybody and just make sure we all stay together and tight. Make sure everybody on the same page.
Like, everybody on our team understands there can't be a drop-off. Just because you're not named a starter doesn't mean that you can just go in and the level of competition just decreases. Like, we make sure to train that everybody knows when you come into the game, you have to give 110% no matter what. And there just can't be any drop-off in the game, and that's what our teammates came in and did. They came in, showed what they can really do, showed how they play, and it just all worked out at the end.
Steve, I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
No, that's all right. Jordan, I'm just wondering how do you think that this day will prepare you for what is going to be a very tough stretch of games against FBS teams that have a high pedigree?
Great question. Just the way that we played today, that really helped us. One, with our pad level and everything, we have to be able to play lower than our opponent, be able to get leverage, especially on the defensive line. So this game really prepared us in the ways of knowing how to deal with either a cut block or anything that we would see out of the ordinary as well. And that's just up to our teammates, and that's really just up to our mindset in general as the Yellow Jackets, being able to come out and just play. Like, we just got to play game after game. So although we can look forward to the end of the season, I'm really just focused on the next week. We just got to focus on game after game after game, because if you focus too far down into the future, you're just going to get caught up in it, and you're not going to be able to understand what's going on in the present, I feel. So being able to just take the lessons that we learned from this game, being able to take the techniques and all the fronts and everything that we were able to use on defense, both and offense, and be able to use them to our advantage, use them within practice to refine these techniques, to refine all of our angles and just everything that we have coming out, just to be able to play the next game. I feel like it's going to help us a lot in the long run, but it's still just stacking days. So although this was this game, we're on to the next one already. That's our mindset as a team.
Anything else for JD and Charlie? Got Ken, last one for these two.
About that game plan and Coach Thacker preparing you guys, it sounds like there was a lot for you to absorb and try to put into practice. So I guess two parts to it for both of you can answer. How was he able to teach it to you guys, and how we're able to. I mean, there's so much detail, and I just want to understand how we're able to do it as effectively as you did today.
I like this. Well, as an organization, we kept going back to the Citadel game, if y'all remember, a couple years ago, and we learned a lot in that game as an organization, like being smart, penalties, like a lot of stuff, like made us better in that game, and I feel like that's like where we made the corrections, and we just trusted the process and trusted the coaching, and we just played ball.
Definitely. Another thing, too, we had some original people that came up. The leaders in our program were also able to teach the younger guys and the newer players into our program the calls and everything, because it's not a relatively new defense. Yes, it is a new defense, but we also had players that had been here during the Citadel game that were able to remember how to play the plays that Coach Thack would have, the game plan that we had. And it was just a great thing to see other leaders in the team, other players on the team be able to come out and teach the younger players that need to learn, the ones that had to step up today, the ones that had to go out and just play a triple option, something they probably haven't seen since high school before. So just being able to just say that we have a team that truly is player-led, that has players that are willing to come in every day, put in the work, and not just get themselves better, but get other people better as well. It's great to be able to have that. And with that, it was just working into the game plan, how we would do it, getting all the techniques and everything right during practice, making sure we were in our assignments, making sure we knew our eyes were good, making sure we were doing our job, and we got the result that we wanted.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen.